Welcome back to the garage, guys. This is not the Hyundai Genesis. We have not given up on it. It's taken a small break. I am headed down to Utah on, let's see, today's Thursday, so we're going down Monday. I'm hoping to get parts for it, so it's on hold right now. They have a Genesis coupe in there, in a junkyard, and they have the hood, the bumper, they have the grills, and they might even, I'm going to call them tomorrow, but even have the core support. I'm pretty set on doing the core support at this point. A commenter on my last video said it was bolt-on. So as long as I don't have to drill out a bunch of spot welds and weld a new one in, if it's all really is all bolt-on, I will just go ahead and do that and make it a legit clean front end on it. But in the meantime, I acquired a Miata, another one. And I assumed that this was going to be a very minor, I guess it wouldn't be minor. I was assuming this was going to be an easier fix. We'll put in a video, or not a video, we'll put in a picture of the auction car right here. And this is where it's at now. When I got it here, I started looking into it and saw that this area was way worse than I thought it was. The radiator is bent, core support's pushed down, and this is really mangled right here. And if we get under here, the sway bar was hitting the shock right there. Managed to pull that out, so at least it's not touching anymore. And then I kind of took a poll of what people thought I should do, or kind of give me motivation to do. And I think we're going to turn this into an Exo-Set, or I guess as they're known on the internet, a Ghettocet. So we're going to put a roll cage in it, but cut all the body panels off and just have a fun little go-kart of sorts. I've got a lot of parts pulled off, obviously, as opposed to the first picture of the auction I showed you. A couple of my friends have Miatas, and they've already stuck claim on some parts. They claimed the tombstone, the M door sills, the doors, the trunk, and he also wants the rear quarters, taillights, finish panel, rear bumper, carpet. A lot of it has been spoken for, but there is a lot left. So if any of you need things, comment below or message me, and I can, the smaller stuff I'm willing to ship it out. Bigger stuff like these seats, I am not willing to, just because it's a hassle, and I don't think most people want to pay what shipping places charge. I do have an M cluster. It's got the M on it, on the tack. I got the gauge shroud. Random interior pieces. The plastics were all good. Like, there's plastics that go here that are tan. Those are in good shape. No one has spoke dibs on the tail lights. They're OEM, just factory ones. In good shape. So if you need Miata parts, hit me up. But this will be a short build, because I'm pretty much going to rip it all down to the frame. I'm going to keep the windshield line, probably put a new windshield in it, and then cage it, as I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos of other people doing it. I've watched the Hoonigans when they do the shark cart. I want to do something similar to that, except keeping the windshield. And that's about it. So tonight we're gonna cut those off. Never done that before. Bought a lot of metal blades and cutoff wheels. So we're gonna cut the rear quarters and try to salvage as much as we can. I'm gonna lift it in the air, take the wheels off, and try to make real good cuts to salvage and save everything. I'd rather people use parts than to just completely ruin this car more than it already is. So if you need parts, let me know. I'll make you a deal on them. I'd rather someone actually use them than it gets thrown away or me cut it up. Like that trunk seal. Anyone want that? Back there? Yeah. Or the trunk latches. I mean, just little stuff. If you need stuff, let me know. I don't need to make a lot of money on it. You kick me $5 and cover shipping, I'll probably ship you whatever you want. But on to it. I'm going to lift the rear end, pull the tires off, maybe roll it forward. Then we'll show you how to remove the finish panel and the taillights, and we'll rip all the carpet out and just start at the back, kind of move forward. Remove the rear bumper. That's because we got to do taillights and finish panel and then rear bumper. And hopefully we have enough time. We'll cut the quarters. Let's go. I'm going to do a video shortly of how to get cars off of Copart. If you've been here on my channel, you've probably seen B is for Build and other people buying Copart cars and rebuilding them. It seems that ever since B is for Build started doing these, prices have gone up a lot. So that's good for Copart, bad for me. But I was going to make a video on how I do it, what to look for, what things mean. B is for Build, he has a very good video on it. I was going to do one of my own just to explain some other things and some things that I do. Maybe it'd help other people get some cheaper cars. This one wasn't terribly cheap. I mean, it is an M Edition Miata that did run and drive and still does run and drive. So it wasn't cheap, but I was just going to show people how to use Copart and what to look for when looking at cars. If you're like me, I'm in East Idaho, and there are no auctions or auction locations within like 4 or 5 hours. I can't bid in Utah. They require a license, but I can bid in Montana. I can bid in Boise. I can bid in Oregon, Washington. So I was just going to make a quick video explaining those things, where to look for, where if you need a license or not. And if you are East Idaho, I can give you information on my shipping guy, because he can ship me these cars from Boise, from Montana here for $250 to $350, which after calculating it out by taking a day off of work, getting a trailer, truck, gas, etc., snacks, food, lunch, I'm over $250 to go there and back. So it's way more economical to just pay him, and then I can still go to work, and so I'm still making money. But that'll be another video. But if you haven't noticed, almost every single car that I've worked on my channel is all from Copart. If you see these stickers on the windshield, it's a Copart sticker. So that'll be a next video, but for now, we'll get started on taking this finished panel out of the Miata. If you look back here, it's got 10mm bolts. We'll start with the taillights. So you got one here, one down here. It's behind this wire loom. One on this side, so 4 here, 4 on that one. We'll pull the taillights out, and then we'll start working on the finish panel, which again are all, let's see if we can look at one. I took one off here already. 10mm bolts. Okay. 4 nuts, and we got taillights out. If you need taillights, hit me up. Okay. So from what I see, there's about 1, 2, 3, maybe only 4 nuts to remove the finish panel. There's one down here under the tail light on each side, and then one up here on each side. I'll show you with what I'm looking at. So it appears to be loose. We got this side coming out, but we have this. Yeah, it seems like it needs to go up. It won't go up because of these studs. I can't pull it out because of stuff. Oh, there we go. Got that one. Maybe we just need to. Did we miss one? Oh, you see that? No, probably not. Let's see if we can get a light in here. But there's a little push pin thing right here that appears to be holding it in. But this side either broke or did not have. So let me grab some needle nose pliers. Grab some needle nose pliers. We'll grab on each side of this thing. Hopefully it'll show up. Pinch it in, push it out. Now we should be able to, looks like we just pull up on this. Maybe we need to take this off. Probably didn't have to, but it's coming off anyway. Alright. Pull up on this. Whew, got it. Mint condition finish panel. Okay, maybe not mint, but good condition, no cracks, nothing broke. All tabs are there. The only thing it's missing is one of those guys. But I'm sure that's easily found. And that's the finish panel removal. To take the lock off, we got two, again, 10mm bolts on the back side. Let me go stick this over here. So we got my one friend's pile, another friend's pile, and then I have a pile that no one's bought. Oh look, if you want a tonneau cover, got that too. No one's bought that. Okay. So on the back side of this, let's just finish this off. Trunk gasket. No one's claimed that. Go in that pile. Okay, so for the trunk latch, we got two 10mm bolts, and then we have this rod, which just pops out. And then for the license plate lights, 10mm bolt, and then electrical connection, both sides, same thing. Then for the lock here, we got, again, 10mm. And electrical connections. We'll pop the wire out, try to save that. Someone probably might need it. But we'll rip all that out and go from there. Maybe we'll get to the bumper next. Take that. Keep these. Don't know if anyone needs it. I mean, it's keyed to this car, but so each one of these is, there's 3 studs built into the panel. So there's 3 nuts you take off, all 10mm, and 1 per side. For sale. Trunk latch hardware. If anyone's in need of one of those, Let me know. I was watching another video. I think it's important to note there's a ground right here. And a lot of people thought it was just for the taillights. But I think, unless there's another one on the way, I think that's also necessary for the fuel pump. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what his video was saying. Maybe we'll start with the bumper now. We'll start with the top edge of it, where it has a bunch of plastic Phillips screws. The worst thing ever created. Stripped out. Stripped out. I hate plastic screws. Spinning but doing nothing. Lovely. That stripped out. Stupidest thing ever. If these were normal, it'd be done by now. Now I gotta do like 4 more because they're, I'm telling you, worthless. I think that's it for the top. Better be. There we go. One normal bolt on the bottom on each side. Can't remember where we left off in the last video, but I think we were taking the bumper off and I had to run out, and so it's been a couple days, so we're going to finish taking the bumper off and then get down to the serious work of cutting all the body off. So I'm going to lift it up in the air, take the wheels off, and get the bumper off, cut the exhaust off, and then start working on the body panels. Hopefully by the end of today we'll be able to have all that done and have her looking more ghetto than ever. Cue the time lapse. Bumper, you have 1 screw here and then 3 down this back side, which is held in by this, and that'll free it up. One more right here. One more. Stupid plastic screw for the life of me. So there are 5 plastic screws holding the bottom on. They are the worst. I ran out of space on my camera because it took a lot longer than expected, but I do have this quarter panel off completely, and same with this one as well. Now it would have been a whole lot easier if I were able to chop these in half and kind of piece them out piece by piece, but a friend wanted them, so I saved them, and this is where we got to. So I cut the back off as well, the little tub, and that piece is over there. But it's all cut off, ready to rock. You put the wheels and tires back on it. I got that one on, but you put this one on. Go take it for a rip. But that's not going to happen because it's freezing cold outside. But if anyone else is doing this, I guess on their own, I can go over the places I cut it, which are inside this wheel well right here. Just one cut. The hard part is in here, where there's multiple layers, different places to cut it. But those are the cuts that I made. Cut the rocker panel right there. On the inside, I cut it on the inside of the pinch weld. Again, I was trying to save as much as I could for my friend. I don't know how much he needs. And then this one was easy, straight through the frame rail here, straight across, straight through the frame rail. This is just flimsy. The exact same thing on this side. This is all going to come off eventually. But that's where I cut mine. Down this side, and again, this is the first time I did it, and learned from it and did it better on the second try. It's possible to do it with just the cutoff wheel, but I had a friend loan me a plasma cutter, which made my life a whole lot easier. So if you got a good friend that has a plasma cutter, I'd recommend borrowing it. Well, that's where it's at. We'll call the video good for there. Next video we can put the wheels, tires on, take her for a drive.